Hey, Shalom. This is Har One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'mah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nagwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is just a little damage control, get a little heads up to any brothers that might be in the Florida area or vicinity. You may have you may have seen this light, this bright light in the sky. Um, I saw it this morning. A few brothers saw it, and you may have seen some gas that's coming from it. And just putting it out there that it wasn't a chariot. What it was is the SpaceX. And it's crazy. They said dragon, and that's what it is. It's symbolic. I'm gonna play this real quick. All right, now right here, this was set to happen Friday morning at dawn. All right, twilight, and that's when you saw that bright light in the sky. All right, and usually when you see gases coming from it, it's usually a missile test. Just like in the 1950s, they thought when Russia first launched their first ICBM missile test, people thought it was a chariot. You can look it up, and it was leaving a spiral of gases in the sky behind it. And people still to this day, they thought it was a chariot back then. They called it a UFO. So when you see the gases in the sky, it's most likely uh, a missile test or a rocket launch. All right, unless the chariot is burning the elements or they burn like how should I burn the mountain? Like we're gonna know. Or a chariot could have shot down a plane or something. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it wasn't a um, missile test or a rocket launch, a chariot must have shot down something. But it was a rocket launch. All right, NASA. It says NASA's. I can't see this word. Oh, NASA and SpaceX launched their second crew Dragon to the I forgot what it said. It said something to the ISS. All right, their ISS station. So they're launching their second crew. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna play this video real quick, man. I'm gonna get in the scripture real quick.
Vehicle to get ready for liftoff.
Strongback is retracting.
We heard the call out. Strongback is beginning to retract. We're into the automated sequence. We should see the clamp arms that are just visible there around the top of the second stage begin to open up. Once they are open, then the Strongback will begin to move away from the Falcon 9.
All right, he's gonna say something in a minute. That caught my attention. If not, I'm gonna skip through it and try to catch what's
Watching the sequence, a nice view from up on top of the fixed service structure. The arms are opening. And we're beginning to recline away from the Falcon 9. We'll move the Strongback 2 degrees away from the Falcon 9. That'll get it ready for liftoff. And at T0, when the flight computer commands liftoff, the hydraulics on the Strongback will pull it to a position 45 degrees away from the Falcon 9, giving it the clearance for launch. So right now, the Strongback is moving away.
It's interesting, though.
Everything proceeding nominally.
It's great to hear, John. We're also anxiously awaiting the liquid oxygen complete on the first stage. Should hear that call very shortly.
Dragon has transitioned to terminal count and is on internal power.
It's crazy they call it a dragon.
Stage 1 LOX load is complete.
It look like a damn dragon head, like a snake.
Hey, we've heard the call out. Stage 1 LOX load is complete. We're loading the liquid oxygen on the second stage for about another 30 seconds or so. Once we get the liquid oxygen load complete on the second stage, the propellant line that runs up the side of the strongback that carries liquid oxygen will vent that line down to make sure there's no liquid in it when we get to liftoff. When we do that, we open up valves on the strongback, and as Kate and Marie were talking earlier, when we vent off that very cold gaseous oxygen, it'll merge with the warm, humid Florida air, and you'll get a large white plume of condensation off of the back of the strongback. That'll be normal, coming about a minute and a half before launch.
Boom.
Everything continuing to look
Stage
good.
2 lock load is complete.
He said you're going to see a large white plume come off the back of it, and it's going to merge with the sunrise. All right. And that's what we saw. You see the plume. I went outside and took pictures, and all I saw was the plume of gas in the sky, like a zigzag, and then it was a big plume of gas, like almost over my house. I was like, what the hell going on? You know? So,
Because everything's symbolic, man. And them sending a dragon-shaped spaceship out into space, man. You gotta just picture that. You know what I'm saying? That's just wicked. And naming it the dragon and whatever. And we know Esau represents the dragon. All right, all the way from America all the way over to Europe. But I'm gonna read this real quick because this is where we're heading. You know, and the scriptures say when they go to set their nest among the stars, that's when the Lord gonna bring them down. He's been bringing them down since the 60s, since they first started sending those satellites and trying to set up their space stations. And now, you know, they're trying to go back and forth to these damn space stations that are just floating in the exosphere. They're not on no damn moon. You know, they haven't left outside of the exosphere yet. Once they go outside of that, they're gonna get sucked up in the space vacuum, what's called the Shemayim. So they're basically on what you would call the Earth's porch, you know, or balcony, if you want to call it that, like, you know, awning. All right, and that's what the exosphere sphere represents, and that's where they have the ISS stations just going around, and the satellites, millions of satellites, man, trashing and cluttering space. All right, in preparation for their space wars. That's what all this about. They act like they're going out there for something good. Anybody asking that question? What the fuck you? Excuse my language. What the hell y'all going out there for? What are y'all doing? You know, like what the hell? You sending a dragon out there, and these people going out there to that station. What they been doing out there, and what are y'all going out there for? It ain't nothing good. Everything. Scriptures say Esau enlarges their desires as hell, man. All right, and their dwelling, the serpent, their dwelling shall be the dust of the earth. So everything they do is wickedness and darkness and confusion. So them going sending a ship out into space, you know. Let me read this, man. Revelations 12:7. And there was war in heaven. See, there's gonna be war up there. Hey man, you know, we in that time. You just never know. That's why brothers out there and sisters, if you was excited and you saw it, you should keep that spirit. You know, just we're not deceived, you know. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Uh, you know, they're not putting it all over the media everywhere. You gotta kind of search for it that the SpaceX was launching a ship. All right. While they putting all the deaths and murders in everybody's face by the police and in the communities, they pushing that on the media in everybody's face, man, to create that anxiety and stress and hopelessness. And all the meanwhile, they're still going. This place, Babylon, is still going on with its ventures, trying to go out into space, looking for their new world order, whatever place in the new world order they trying to attempt to you know, allot themselves. But the Lord said this, and there was war in heaven, so that's about to happen. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Yeah. So what they got that I forget what it's called, man. Trump started it. Space um you know the space war program that he set up with the Navy. That's what let you know is based upon the waters, maritime, because they set the Navy up, as the lead personnel to run their space force. There you go, it's called Space Force. All right, and you see who was that? Uh, the Vice President Pence of Trump before he said um, outer space has become a domain for war. So there's going to be war in heaven. It's all prophesied according to the scriptures. So they going out there, they setting up their satellites, and sending their technicians out there, and they got their damn robots now, satellites that got arms on it that they can move, and like China and Russia, they beat America to that point. America just got theirs, or Babylon just got theirs last year, I think. They got satellites that got arms on them. So it's like rock'em sock'em robots out there in space right now, man. And can shoot missiles at each other and can drop missiles over each other's country or states and cities. Like North Korea, they have a satellite that flies over America 5 times, 8 times a day, and they say they might have a ICBM in it. That's what they're afraid of. So there's that's the mindset this should take you to when you see this. If you thought it was chariots, hey, hey, it happens sometimes. You know, uh, and that's just it. Some people I've seen some people look at the stars and say, I'm praying, talking about that's a chariot, and it's not. So these things we gotta look out for, and we gotta look out for each other, and not embarrass each other. But hey, listen, brothers, that's not a chariot, that's a spaceship. And brother's like, oh man, well, hey, keep that faith that you got though, because that's gonna happen one day. You're gonna see the chariot, Yahweh Ratazah, you're here to see it, but you're gonna see Yahweh Shai. Either way you look at it. So yeah, keep looking. The Lord said, look up, because your salvation is nearer than when you first believed, man. All right. I mean, we're coming close to the end when you see the prophecies pass. So you anybody that was excited, you're in that right spirit to be. Imagine if you weren't excited about it. Like, who cares? Shit. I ran outside 5 in the morning. I could barely put my shoes on. Ran outside. Setting up to do a lesson. I just hauled ass outside to see it. Took pictures and everything. Looked at but I saw the gases. I was wondering what the gases were, and was it a missile test or a uh, space launch? All right. But the Lord said this, man. There's going to be war in heaven. That's what they're setting up for. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. The dragon represents Esau, and the dragon fought and his angels. All right, and what they call the astronauts. Yeah, a lot of them soldiers. You see that? They moving slick, man. So they preparing for war. All right, and they're gonna try to make it look like what the hell, like they going out there to monitor something or work on something on the station or send um, relief for the other crew. But what was the other crew doing out there? You see what I'm saying? They're not just like, oh, let's disregard all this military stuff. No, they're going out there for that too. Sending a damn spaceship to look like a dragon. See that? All right. So the dragon fought and his angels, man. And what's going to happen? They're going to prevail not. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. That's a twofold scripture there, because they ain't gonna, what do you call it, a no-fly zone. All right, they're not gonna have access to space anymore. All right, they're not gonna have access even to the sky. It's gonna be a no-fly zone. No more planes. No more Russian planes, China planes, nothing. Commercial planes. You know, they're gonna be chariots. All right. Only thing gonna go up in the sky is if the Lord allow it to. You know. But yeah, man. So they're not gonna be place found anymore in heaven. So the other way of looking at the scripture would be they're gonna lose their rulership. Right. They're gonna lose their seat. Verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent. See, the serpent and the dragon are tied together. That's Esau today. The spirit came back on Esau. It says, called the devil and Satan. All right, so that's Esau, man, the serpent. That spirit that was on the serpent and that was on Cain, that wicked spirit came back on Esau. All right. And it says what? They're called the devil. So that everything they do, all their actions are shrouded in deception. It says, and Satan. So they're the adversary. So every movement they make, is adverse to Yahweh Bashim Shai's will. They're setting up something against whatever we're doing. The teaching and saying this place is done. They're trying to, no, we're going to the moon and beyond. That's their mindset. All right, Rocket Man. That's done. Esau. It says, which deceived the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, man. Shoo-wee. All right. So in the heavens, man, they all gonna be cast out. I don't get the ISS, VSS, GS, whatever the hell they want to call themselves. Everything gonna be brought down. All the damn tin cans they got up there called satellites. All that's coming down.